Well, hello again to all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching. Georgia Beer Reviews back at you today with another one. And what I'm looking at is another beer that Bumpy sent me in his beer mail package. This is the Java the Nut. It is a coffee and coconut porter. Sounds right up my alley. 6.5% alcohol by volume. Not sure what the IBUs are. Brewed and packaged at Kettlehead Brewing Company in Tilton, New Hampshire. So another local New Hampshire beer that I cannot get here. Never heard of the brewery before. There's their little logo on the side there. Kettlehead Brewing Company. I love coconut in porters and stouts. I think it complements the roast very well. So this is a coffee and coconut. Java the Nut, obviously. Very interesting label design there. You got the Java bean in the straight jacket. Kind of a cool label there. So I will post a link to Bumpy's channel in the description below. Please go check him out. He does great beer reviews, and he's a home brewer as well, so he does home brewing videos. If you like my channel, my beer reviews, chances are you're going to like his reviews as well. He does a really great job with his reviews and with his editing and with his home brews. So go check him out. Let's go ahead and get into this beer, Java the Nut. Pour it up in my CBS glass here. Seems appropriate for a beer of this caliber. All right. Nice head developing there. About a 3.5, almost 4-finger head. The appearance very, very dark brown, almost black. When I hold it up to the light, I really can't see through it, but the lighting in here is pretty poor. But it does, yeah, it's pretty dark. It's pretty much an opaque beer there, as you can see. Nice looking, creamy, dark tan head. The aroma, I'm definitely getting coffee, like a cold brew coffee type thing. Maybe a touch of the coconut as well, but the coffee is definitely the primary aroma that I'm getting with this. The 6.5% alcohol is masked exceptionally well. I'm not getting any of that on the aroma. The coffee is really leading, though. It's really the prevalent aroma. Maybe a little malty sweetness, like a touch of chocolate, dark chocolate. But definitely a coffee lover's beer for sure. It has that really prevalent coffee aroma. Cold brew coffee, I'm not a huge coffee drinker, but cold brew coffee seems to have a little bit more pungency to it, and that's kind of what I'm getting with this. It has that cold brew coffee feel. It smells very, very nice, but very coffee forward. So if you're not a coffee drinker, then stay away from this. It's definitely not balanced on the aroma. Coffee, coffee, coffee all the way through. So I'm salivating here. I want to get into it. So without further ado, let's get into this brew. Cheers, guys. As you can see, the head is sticking around quite nicely. The first thing that I'm getting on the palate is that coffee. It follows with a nice roastiness, some nice dark roast, dark toasted bread notes in the middle of the sip. Yeah, very good coffee notes. A touch of coconut. A touch of coconut with this, but the coconut, honestly, the coconut is lacking a little bit. A little bit more coconut would really balance this out nicely. The sweetness that you get from the coconut, the depth of flavor from, especially if it's a toasted coconut, it doesn't really specify, it just says coconut porter. But my assumption would be that it's a nice toasted coconut. A little bit more coconut would have really balanced out the nice coffee flavors that I'm getting. The coffee is on point. It's very fresh tasting. It's very robust, very roasty from the coffee as well as from the malt in the middle of the sip. You're getting those nice roasty, toasty bread notes. The alcohol is masked exceptionally well. The carbonation is on the medium side. The body is on the medium side as well. It's not a heavy body, but it's more on the medium side. It is classified as a porter and not a stout, so a little bit lighter body than what you would get with an imperial stout, for instance. The coffee is really prevalent, though, all the way through. Even onto the finish, you get some nice bitterness from the coffee on the finish, as well as probably a little bit of bitterness from the IBUs, from the actual hops that they're adding into this beer. But coffee is such a bitter product by itself. That's why you add milk or cream and sugar to kind of mellow it out a little bit. You definitely get that robustness and that boldness and bitterness from the coffee that they use in this. It's an excellent stout. I think it's a winner. The alcohol's mashed well. It's very smooth, easy drinking. It almost has that creamy mouthfeel. My only complaint would be that the coconut is not coming through as much as I would like it to. Anytime you put coconut on the label as a descriptor, I expect a lot of coconut flavor because I'm a huge coconut lover, and I think that the coconut flavors in porters and stouts really complement and add to the complexity and the uniqueness of these styles. So the fact that it's lacking a little bit in that department is a little disappointing. But it's an excellent coffee porter. Nonetheless, I'm going to go with a 93. Just getting into the solid A range. Um, I think it's a winner. I definitely think it's worth checking out. I'm not sure what the price was because it was sent to me by Bumpy, but at 6.5%, 16-ounce can, I mean, it's probably pretty reasonable. It is a craft beer, local New Hampshire brewery. I think I saw somewhere, actually, I don't see a date on it. There's no date on it. But this beer would hold up, even if it wasn't super, super fresh, it would hold up well because of the ABV and because of the coffee and the dark roasted malt in here. It's a very enjoyable beer. Like I said, 93 out of 100, just getting into the solid A range. I really like it. Thanks to Bumpy Road Brewery for sending me this beer. I really appreciate it. So his link will be down in the description below as well as right there. So go check out Bumpy Road Brewery. 93 out of 100 for the Java the Nut coffee and coconut porter. If you can get it in your area, it's definitely worth checking out. That'll do it for this beer review, guys. Hope you're all having a great day. And until next time, everybody, cheers.